I'm here with Brad Cunningham, the Nelson rep, and he's brought a whole bunch of resources today to show us what Nelson has specifically in terms of leveled readers, because that's what, you know, everybody's interested in hearing. So he's going to show us the products that he has, and you know, hopefully I'll be able to ask the questions that need to be asked, and if not, we can always email them to him, right, Brad?
Certainly.
Okay,
yeah.
and welcome to section 23.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
So I'll start off with our PM series.
Okay.
PMs are the absolute tried and true books for leveled reading. And what first I wanted to draw reference to is PM Library and the fact that there are new and refreshed titles. So the original PM Library has been out since the 1960s.
Right.
And in recognizing that some of the titles are a little bit long in the tooth, we retired a whole number of titles, and then I've also refreshed a whole number of titles as well. And I'll show you in the catalog where that's the case. But if you can see right here, we have, that's the old Where is Hannah, and then the new Where is Hannah, the old Blackberries and the new Blackberries. And so the idea being, with these new and refreshed titles, we've updated the visuals to make them more appealing to today's youth, as well as made them more culturally diverse.
Okay.
You know, it's not always the mom that's staying at home and the dad that's going to work.
Yes.
There's a lot greater cultural diversity. So an example here, this is Brave Father Mouse, the old Brave Father Mouse and the new Brave Father Mouse. And you'll see here, obviously the book size is bigger. We've also gotten rid of the flower petal on the back of the PMs, which is sometimes difficult to figure out what level it is. So now all of the new and refreshed and all the other titles have that level specifically shown, level 6. So this had it as yellow. This actually shows yellow, number 6.
And that relates to the DRA.
To the PM level, which
PM
can
level.
be related to DRA.
To the DRA,
and I'll show you, I've got a chart I can give you there. One last thing, in the old books, you can see there's nothing on the inside cover. The new books have a full running word count, high frequency words, teaching points, key questions, word study. So it's its own little teacher's resource within each of these books individually. So within the catalog, and I'll leave a couple behind and I'll send you them digitally as well, you'll see within the catalog, so that's the old PM Library, and you'll see that it says new. So these new and refreshed are all in this series here, and in the catalog, the photo book has been refreshed, but then Wake Up Sam is new. So again, there's a whole number of new and refreshed titles throughout the course of PM Library. But always, we still have all of our favorites. We've got PM Gems, and PM Gems have a higher frequency of the recurring characters. Really great for students. They start falling in love with characters like Little Chimp or Little Bear, and actually it helps them want to progress in their reading because they want to see what's Little Chimp up to next. So they want to get to that next level so they can see what the next adventure is. PM Gems has a higher recurrence of those recurring characters. So within any given set, we can purchase in any different number of ways. And it's a little tough to see here, but you can get 6 packs of any individual book. You can also get single copy sets of any individual level. So we're looking here at the PM level 3, and it's saying 1 copy of each of the 10 titles. So you can get 1 single copy of each of the 10, or 1 of each of the 36 titles in this whole series, and then there's a mix of fiction and nonfiction. Within the whole PM series, these options do exist of either a single copy set or a 6-pack within any individual title.
Okay, so I guess my question is, so you said there's 36 titles, and what would be the range of the 36 titles?
Yeah, in those sets. Yeah. So for here we have PM Yellow. It's ranging in PM levels from 6 to 9, and you're getting 30 different titles from 6 to 9. So you're getting 8 from 6, 8 from 7, 8 from 8, and 6 in that transitional level,
Okay.
8, 9.
Right.
So we'll be able to see as you go through the catalog, it references either the guided reading level,
Okay.
the DRA level,
Right.
and the PM level, and lets you know how many books are in that set, how many books are in the individual sets,
Right.
or again, you can get 6 packs of
So
any
those
set.
are all connected directly to the DRA levels. So the
Correct.
colors
Yep.
connect to your chart in terms of the reading levels, but they are directly connected back to the DRA.
That's
Okay.
correct. Yeah, we start at PM Magenta,
Yeah.
which is DRA 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Also turns out to be PM 1 to 3. We go to Red, which is DRA 3 to 4, and it's PM 3 to 6. And this is actually a nice point, actually. So it's DRA 3 to 4, so it's actually lumping a large number of levels or bringing kids in and really restricting them in their reading, where PM has more individual levels, which allows the children to make those small steps instead of the bigger steps that are required by DRA.
Yeah.
You can have a student who is, and as we go further through the book, you've got DRA, and all that DRA says is this is an 18 to 20. Well, PM has an 18, a 19, and a 20.
Okay.
So those students can make those individual steps.
All right.
They might be ready for a DRA 18, but not for a DRA 20, and all of those are lumped together.
Okay.
The PMs break those out individually to allow those little baby steps for them. So we saw with Brave Father Mouse that it was showing a yellow 6. So again, within the catalog itself, if we were wanting to find Brave Father Mouse and any other books related in that series, we'd be in PM yellow because it is showing yellow.
Okay.
And level 6, and then there it is right there, is Brave Father Mouse. So on the backs of all of the PM books, you will have the color and the actual specific PM level and where they are. So this is a red PM 4, and then sometimes you'll see a 2, 3, and these are the transitional levels for students where it's not quite a 2, it's not a 3, it's a 2, 3, and helps the students progress with that little mini step there. For the early reader, we have PM Alphabet Starters. So these are little books, as you can see, specifically related to an individual letter of the alphabet. Nice little feature about these with those beginning readers is it's felt, so they can actually trace their finger along the
nice.
book
Yeah.
to learn how that letter works
Yeah.
and how to make the letter. And then within the, sorry, I'll find a good letter here. Here's D. So we've got D, and then within the book, so we've got the various ways that D might look, and then just the individual. All right, we have duck and dog. They're all D words. So it provides that visual cue, which is very important for those emergent readers, those beginning readers. And then they have the dinosaurs. Okay, now we know dinosaurs there. So those are the alphabet readers. We also then have alphabet blends, and these are an introduction for students to the blended letters and those blended sounds. So this is obviously the GL, and similar to the alphabet starters, we now have all the GL words. So we have glasses and gloves and glue, and there's a variety of those tough blends, which after we learn our letter sounds, it's incorporating those blends to start really learning how to read there.
Books have their lesson plans, like their focus.
Yeah,
their
there's
academic
no
focus.
need for an individual teacher's guide for either a level or a grade. It is by the book. So I had shown earlier here,
Right.
so we do have all of those questions, those literal and inferential and applied knowledge and vocabulary questions, all within the front cover of the book. The book is in itself a teacher's guide. This is Key Links. It is a same as what PM is, a guided reading or classroom library series. The leveling works very similar. So this book specifically is guided reading level B or DRA number 2, and the colors actually correspond with the PMs as well. So we know that that level was actually in PM Magenta, and you can see that it shows PM Magenta there. It has a nice little 5-part lesson plan within the book. So again, a sort of mini teacher's guide within the book.
Yeah.
The big difference with the key links is that on every page, they have what's called a teacher support panel. So you have a preview, a view, and a review of this page specifically. So again, this is part of that teacher's resource built within the book.
Yeah.
So we're reading this book with the student, but prior to, we are going to say like, hey, where do you think the rabbit is? What do you think he could be doing? That's part of the preview. Now we read, and we do these questions, and then we review, and then we go to the next page. So every page has its own little teacher's resource. And then at the end of the book, you get a nice little retell of the story with the word count and the high frequency words.
So I notice in this, and actually I didn't ask that question about the last one, there's a mix here of fiction
Certainly.
and non-fiction of narrative.
Yeah.
So is that the same with the PM readers?
Certainly.
I can see that they're photographed, some of the books have photographs, some of them have illustrations.
Yeah.
So that's
Either within the PM
a
series.
mixture in the series.
Yeah, within the PM series, and I'll just show you, let's just show you here. So we have PM nonfiction titles specifically, or those photos come from that PM photo stories
So you
series.
can mix it up. So this is the same thing here with this set.
Yeah, and within the key links, I just turned to a random page. We have nonfiction titles, and those are the photograph ones, and then we have the fiction titles.
Okay.
Similar to the PMs, we can buy single copy sets of the nonfiction, we can buy a single copy set of the fiction, we can buy a single copy set of the whole color level, or we can buy 6 packs of any individual title. I have a personal fondness to the Key Link series. I stayed home with my boys for 7 years. I was a stay-at-home dad. In that time, I ran a little mini daycare out of my home, and I was the chair at their parent council. So I wasn't recreating the wheel, but I started a Parents for Literacy program. And so this is where we were pulling individual students, struggling readers out of their classrooms, and volunteers were reading with them one-on-one. So I actually had a particular fondness for the Key Link, because of that inside teacher support panel. I wanted to connect with the students a little bit further. Instead of just reading the book, these had those rich questions for me to ask with the individual pages to provide a greater connection with these students, and in turn help foster their love of reading. So next we have a series called Myself. Myself is all about social and emotional intelligence and self-regulation. Really hot topics right now. So there are 4 themes to the series. We have I have feelings, I get along with others, I'm in control of myself, and I believe in myself. But here's an example. We've got Don't Worry Mason from the I Have Feelings series. So Mason is having a really tough day all throughout this book, worrying about the smallest of little things. But as you can see, the visuals are a little bit more primary. But then we work through the book, and all of his worries were actually for naught. Everything turned out well. People came through, and then we have this little real world wrap up. Why might this boy feel worried? What makes you feel worried? It's about generating those discussions around these various emotions. Each theme then has 6 books in the series, and the books can either come in big book form, in little book form, or in little take-home book, black and white paper form. You can get purchase full kits, wherein you get 1 each of the 6 big books, 6 each of the little books, and 10 each of the tiny paper books. There's also family guides and teacher guides available. This is a fantastic series, really allows children to get in touch with their emotions. Certainly students have a difficult time learning if they're experiencing emotional difficulties, and this allows teachers and students alike to read about others that are having these similar situations, similar emotions. The students realize, hey, I'm not alone in feeling this, and by the end of the book, the student or the character within the book manages to deal with whatever emotion or difficult situation that they're doing.